In Los Lunas, New Mexico, police recently tackled one tough case. They had a murder without a body without a name, and a family without a mother. Somehow, it all led back to a desert desperado named Vincent Dwayne Martin. Tom Morris has the story. It was here at this home at the base of the Manzano Mountains where Vince Martin lived with his wife and 2 children. But this was not a family living peacefully on the prairie. Behind these walls, police say Vince ran a drug empire.
He's into a lot of drugs, a lot of violence. He likes to use physical force on the people that he's dealing dope to or who are working for him. He'll punish his employees. He's a hardcore, he's a real dangerous type person.
On the morning of December 8th, police burst through Martin's back door and surrounded him in bed, but he still put up a fight.
We had to actually physically take him down to the ground.
Police seized a quarter pound of methamphetamine, marijuana, altered vehicle ID plates, and numerous weapons. Still, Martin made bail, and police say he was determined to punish whoever had set him up for the bust. In January, an informant told detectives that
Vince Martin had killed a subject by the name of Bobby. And when I inquired further, I was told that it was a female, but nobody knew what her last name was that was killed. And I asked why she was killed. I was told that they thought she was a snitch.
the detectives went to work trying to find anyone who knew Bobby, but nobody in Los Lunas seemed to know who she was. By February, the investigation was at a standstill. 25 miles away in Albuquerque, 3 little girls were worried. Their mother, Roberta Bollinger, had failed to show up for an important family gathering.
On the 21st of February, on Angel's birthday, when she didn't call or come around, I knew something had to be wrong.
This is Angel, and Shelley, and Sam. They lived with their grandmother and were used to their mother's life in the fast lane absences, but this time was different.
I had a dream one night that my mom was being hurt. But when it happened, I didn't see nothing, but it felt like it happened to me. And I went and got my grandma, but she said I was just worried about her.
Concerned, the family started inquiring about their missing Roberta, who'd been living in Los Lunas.
We asked around from all the friends and everybody that she knew in Los Lunas in that area. Called the police station, nobody'd heard anything.
The search went nowhere for 5 months, until June 6th, when a ranch security officer named Jules Klops, known as Cowboy, made a gruesome discovery.
2.5 weeks before, buzzards were flying close in this general area. I just went to the edge of the ridge, seen an arm sticking up, and walked back, and then just waited for the officers to show up.
Now, was he covered up at all?
At that time, she was partially buried in that same ravine right there. Once I saw that it was a female, first thing on my mind was that it was possibly that Bobby girl.
Next, detectives had to ID the badly decomposed body and determine if it was the woman the informant had told them Vince Martin allegedly murdered.
The medical examiner's office called us, let us know that she had died of possible gunshot wounds, and that she had a few tattoos on her that were distinguishable.
One of those tattoos led to the positive identification of the body as Roberta Bollinger, also known as Bobby, the mother of those 3 young girls in Albuquerque.
We all sat down in the living room and just explained to them that their mother hadn't deserted them, that she had been murdered.
Now detectives intensified their efforts to determine if Vince Martin had killed Bobby. They got the break they needed when an eyewitness came forward with a chilling story.
She was killed sometime around the middle of January. And on the witness statements, the last place we can put her is at a party.
The witness said Vince Martin and another man, Ruben Cordova, burst into a party at this house, beat Bobby in front of horrified onlookers, then dragged her outside by her hair.
They throw her in the back of this open bed pickup truck, and Ruben gets in the back of the truck with Bobby. Vince Martin gets into the vehicle and drives away. She can hear Bobby in the back of the vehicle screaming, yelling for her life. Then she hears one shot being fired and doesn't hear Bobby screaming anymore. Vince Martin gets out of the driver's seat, walks to the back of the truck, and she can hear Bobby being dragged out of the back of the truck and hears 2 more shots being fired.
But was the victim, Bobby Bollinger, really the person who had snitched on Vince Martin?
There's no records of her being a snitch anywhere. But Vince Martin apparently thought she was a snitch and put a contract on her to have her killed.
On July 5th, detectives obtained murder warrants for Vince Martin and Ruben Cordova. Cordova was arrested, but Vince Martin and his family went on the run, leaving behind 3 innocent victims who want to know.
Well, he shot my mom. I want him caught. And I hope that anybody who's watching this will help us try to catch him and do everything they can to help us. Because I want to know why they had to do this.
Vincent Dwayne Martin is charged with murder, kidnapping, drug, and weapons charges. Police say Martin's a heavy methamphetamine user with a violent temper and enjoys his outlaw reputation. He's 6'2", 220 pounds, and could be traveling with his wife and 2 children. Martin may be hiding somewhere in the Southwest. If you've seen Vince Martin, please call our hotline at 1-800-CRIME-TV.
When we come back, a new ally in the search for missing children, the mailman. And it's all starting right here in New Orleans.
Next.